In the headlines, 8 killed, others injured in Borno landmine explosion. Court sentences 55-year-old man to life imprisonment for raping minor in Niger State. On the foreign scene, Niger junta released ex-president Bazoum's wife, son. Hello and welcome to the Trust TV News Update at this hour. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for joining us again. Now the news in full. No fewer than 8 persons are feared dead and many others sustained varying degrees of injury after 2 commercial vehicles stepped on landmines along the Ngala-Dekwa Road in Ngala local government area of Borno State. Reports say the incident occurred around 10:30 a.m. around Kinebwa village in Ngala, about 15 kilometers away from Maiduguri, the state capital. A security source disclosed that the 2 vehicles, an Isuzu van and a lorry involved in the incident, were damaged beyond repairs. Recall that Governor Babagana Zulum had plied the route 2 days earlier when he went on a humanitarian visit to Ngala. Bandits have reportedly killed 7 persons in 3 villages of Logo local government area of Benue State. According to reports from local sources, the separate attacks were carried out by suspected headers on Sunday in Mchia, Arufu and Chembe villages of local government area. A community leader in one of the areas, Joseph Anawa, said the killing at Mchia took place in the morning, adding that some corpses have been recovered while some persons are still missing. Anawa, who further stated that the second attack took place at night between Arufu and Chembe villages, added that the bandits shot at a commercial vehicle heading to Yoza. He said passengers suffered various degrees of injuries following the shooting, and they are now at a hospital in Ayi. Chairman of Logo local government area, Adagbe Jonathan, who confirmed the attacks to journalists in Makurdi, the state capital, said 7 bodies have so far been recovered from bushes by locals and the police. The police spokesperson in the state, Sewese Anene, was yet to respond to inquiries as at the time of filing this report. The Commissioner of Police in Ogun, Abiodun Alamotu, on Tuesday in Abeokuta, confirmed the abduction of a 70-year-old man on December 31. According to Alamotu, the man, Adeife Ifelaja, is an elder at the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Ijebu-Ibo. He was kidnapped while on his way to his church's crossover service held on New Year's Eve. The Commissioner of Police assured that operatives of the command were leaving nothing to chance to ensure that the elderly man was reunited with his family. And now, away from security matters, a senior magistrate court in Minna, the Niger State capital, has sentenced a 55-year-old man, Yao Ibrahim of Kundu village in Rafi local government area of the state, to life imprisonment for unlawful sexual intercourse with a 6-year-old girl. The convict was standing trial for unlawful sexual intercourse with a child, as well as infecting the victim with sexually transmitted diseases. 2 witnesses and 2 exhibits, including the confessional statement of the convict and medical report on the health status of the victim from the police clinic, Minna, were taken by the court before the prosecution closed the case for ruling. The convict, however, chose not to enter defense, admitting his offense. Delivering the judgment on Tuesday, the judge, Hafsat Abdullahi Bawa Wuse, said, though the plea for leniency from convict was considered by the court, the convict deserved imprisonment for life, considering the magnitude of the offense, as well as the victim's present state of health following the stigma the victim would carry for life. Anti-graft investigators on Tuesday began questioning the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Betta Edu, over alleged 585 million naira disbursement fraud. Edu arrived at the headquarters of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Jabi, Abuja, at 11 a.m., according to sources. Edu was caught in a 585 million naira disbursement scandal involving the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry, attracting widespread criticisms from rights groups and activists. The predicament of the 37-year-old was worsened when the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Maiden, confirmed that although her office received a request from the Humanitarian Ministry to make certain payments, her office did not act on it. On Monday, the president wielded his big stick, has suspended the minister with immediate effect, making his party's ex-National Women leader the first to be removed from his 48-man cabinet, inaugurated last August. Edu, 37, the youngest in the president's cabinet before her suspension, was a fast-rising Amazon in the political space, having occupied state and national offices at a young age. Before her ministerial appointment last August, she was Cross River State Commissioner for Health and the National Women Leader of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Edu was a prominent figure in the campaign train of Tinubu, the then APC presidential candidate, during the electioneering process that brought the ex-Lagos governor into office as president. Reactions have continued to trail President Tinubu's decision to suspend the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, on alleged transfer of 585.1 million to private accounts. In Makurdi, residents have been commending the president for his decision, even as they urge the EFCC to follow due process in the investigation. Jimmy Azande has details of the story.
Suspension of Betta Edu was long overdue because if there is any allegation on you, especially that kind of amount of money that was alleged to have been transferred by her to a private account, there is a need for her to be suspended so that proper investigation can be carried out. The president should not cover anybody. Whoever that is mentioned to have carried any money or diverted any money that belongs to the public should be suspended for a proper investigation to be carried out.
According to the residents, for any leadership to be what it sought, it must follow due process, embrace the rule of law, and also give a listening ear to public outcry. This, they said, President Tinubu has done in the Betta Edu saga.
Africa, politics of underdevelopment is the order of the day. It is key. Everybody is concerned about getting involved in corrupt practices. And so until our people realize that this kind of politics that we play here in Africa is not getting us anywhere, and when we shun politics of underdevelopment, it will mean a step in the right direction, and so many people will play the kind of politics that will bring about development.
About 2 or 3 of them are sacked like that, of this impunity that we're practicing. I don't think we'll be discussing about corruption much in this country.
Others have the opinion that if the suspended minister is found guilty, it will be a setback for the youth population which she represented as the youngest minister appointed in the Tinubu cabinet.
I don't like the idea of giving something to a young person and the person misbehaving. Basically, these old men think we young people cannot hold any office, and that character shows that young people cannot hold any office. My advice to people who are holding public office is that they should learn from this woman's mistake. They should know that you cannot do and get away with it as it is before. You know, if the president himself is against this, I think there will be no corruption in this country by the step he has made so far.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has begun investigation into the financial dealings of the ministry as ordered by the President. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Benue residents reacting to Beta Edu suspension there. Now, away from that, the Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the appeal filed by the governor of Plateau State, Caleb Mutfwang, seeking to overturn the verdict of the Court of Appeal, which nullified his election. A 5-member panel of justices, led by Justice John Okoro, reserved judgment after hearing arguments from parties for and against the appeal. The governor, through his counsel, Kanu Agabi, prayed the court to uphold the judgment of the tribunal and set aside the judgment of the appellate court because the respondents have no right to question how a party elects its state executives. He said the respondents, the Ntawe Goshwe, and the All Progressives Congress cannot plead that the governor did not score the number of lawful votes ascribed to him, at the same time say the election was invalid. The APC and its candidate, on their part, argued that Mutfwang's People's Democratic Party is in disobedience of a valid court order that directed them to conduct congresses in 17 local governments, but only conducted in 5 before going into the March governorship election. Still on court matters, a federal high court in Abuja has fixed further hearing for March 4 in a fresh 1 billion naira suit filed by detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, against the federal government and 3 others. The others are the Attorney General of the Federation, the Department of State Services, and its Director General. Justice James Omotosho rescheduled hearing in the fundamental rights enforcement suit following the absence of the applicant's lawyer. At the mention of the case, no lawyer announced appearance for the applicant, while the respondents were represented by 2 lawyers, Enoch Simon for the federal government and the AGF, and I. Awo for the DSS. Simon informed the court that his clients were only served with the hearing notice and had not been served with the suit's originating processes. The lawyer said he was in court out of respect for the law. Upon listening to the lawyers, Justice Omotosho adjourned till March 4 for hearing and ordered that a hearing notice be issued and served on the applicant. You're watching the news updates on Trust TV. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Join us for the 21st Daily Trust Dialogue and presentation of the 2023 African of the Year. This year's theme, Tinubu's Economic Reforms, Gainers and Losers, will be chaired by Dr. Shamsuddin Usman, former Minister of National Planning. Guest speakers, Wale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy. Dr. Victoria Akai, Immediate Past Director General, Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Comrade Joe Ajero, President, Nigeria Labour Congress. This event takes place at NAF Conference Center and Suites, Kado Expressway, Abuja on Thursday, 25th of January 2024, 10 a.m. Attendance is free and you can watch the live broadcast on Star Times Channel 164 or Nicomsat free to air. For sponsorship, branding, and participation, please contact 081-5176-4600 or 080-3392-8902. Don't miss this insightful dialogue shaping the economic landscape in Nigeria.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Here is a recap of some of our top stories. You heard that 8 killed, others injured in Borno landmine explosion. Plus, court sentences 55-year-old man to life imprisonment for raping minor in Niger State. Moving on to other stories and now to Kano State. The state government recently flagged off the construction of 2 bridges which are expected to be funded jointly by state and local government areas in order to ease traffic within the metropolitan city. In this report, Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin takes a look at the importance of the projects amidst controversy between state and some local government authorities. His report.
This is Kofardan Agundi, where the 15 billion naira Clover flyover bridge is expected to be constructed. At Taludu Junction, another 12 billion naira Clover flyover bridge is also expected to be sited. Governor Abba Kabir told Kano residents that the idea is to ease traffic congestion within the city and to also beautify Kano.
The construction of these two flyovers, that of Taludu, at the cost of 12 billion naira. This money, as usual, is going to be shared. The project is going to be financed through joint projects between the Kano state government and the 44 local governments.
However, there seems to be controversy surrounding these two important projects in Kano, as some local government authorities out of the 44 local government councils went to court seeking to stop Governor Yusuf from using their funds for the project.
All the previous governors that awarded contract of such magnitude awarded it through joint project with the local governments. It is nothing new. And we believe we are all working for the good people of Kano State. There is no local government that will not use these flyovers when completed.
But mixed reactions continue to trail the decision to jointly fund these projects. While some believed that the twin projects are welcome development, others argued that Kofardan Agundi in particular may worsen security situation along that area.
We in
Kofardan Agundi, we can't say we are not happy that government is building a bridge for us, is constructing a bridge for us. But we believe that it will also worsen the security situation we are having around this area. Because if they build a bridge, then you have a hole. When you have a hole, definitely it will serve as a hiding place for criminal. And again, taking money from the local government accounts to fund projects within the metropolitan city would rather be a counterproductive. I think having this project here will definitely ease traffic congestion, and it will, in addition to beautifying the city, it will also bring more people for business activities in Kano. More investors would like to come to Kano to do their businesses here. So we are happy, even though the government is going to use money from local government and the state government to fund the project. But then we are very happy that this project is going to be here. Although all attempts to speak with one of the affected local government chairmen were not successful, it is therefore expected that the construction of these projects will begin any moment from now. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
President Bola Tinubu has implemented significant cost-cutting measures by reducing official entourages on both local and international travels by 60%, as announced by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalale. According to the statement, President Tinubu has set new limits for official travels within the country. For local trips, a maximum of 25 staff members will accompany him, and similar restrictions apply to the offices of the First Lady and the wife of the Vice President. Internationally, the President has directed that only 20 individuals will be allowed to travel with him, and this number is further reduced to 5 for the First Lady. The Vice President's entourage for foreign trips is also limited to 5 members. In addition, The statement outlines that ministers are now restricted to 4 persons on foreign trips, while heads of agencies can only travel with 2 persons. This decision follows a recent criticism of a large entourage accompanying the Tinubu administration to the COP28 Climate Change Summit in Dubai. We now move away from Nigeria. The military junta in Niger Republic has released the wife and son of ousted President Mohamed Bazoum. Bazoum's family has been under house arrest since the coup of July 26, 2023, carried out by the National Council for the Safeguard of Homeland, the ruling military junta in Niger. In a statement on Tuesday, Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tugar commended the junta for the development. Also in a statement signed by his Special Assistant on Media and Communications Strategy, Al-Qasim Abdul Qadir Tugar, who was also the chairperson of the Mediation and Security Council of the Economic Community of West African States, said it was a logical step in returning normalcy to Niger and the region in general. Tugar reiterated the call to the government led by General Abdurrahmani Tichani to hasten the release of Mohamed Bazoum from its custody and allow him to fly to a third country as a step towards further talks on lifting sanctions. According to Tugar, the release of Bazoum will also initiate the transition to constitutional rule in the interest of the people, peace and stability of Niger and the region. And that brings us to the end of the news update at this hour. But remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time.